That is the only thing that will bring you there through these steps that I've laid out for you. The only way to get there is getting in shape is the single most important thing that you can do. Now, I know you guys know it's important, but I'm going to lay it out to you why it's absolutely necessary. It is not an option. And I can speak from personal experience how my life would be nowhere near to the point it is right now if I didn't get in shape. This video may be boring, but I'm going to break down the exact steps, outcomes, realizations, every single thought that will pop into your mind if you're somebody who's going to start taking it seriously so you can fully understand the absolute necessity that is getting in shape. So please focus and take notes as I talk, or if you're at work and you really can't, listen passively, come back and take notes another time. So my qualifications right here, that's how you know I know what I'm talking about. And among my half a decade plus of lifting, I have created this Miro board right here that is going to break down exactly the process of getting in shape and exactly why you're going to want to do it and how to overcome all these obstacles that I went through personally. You're not alone. You have this video to help you out. So we are going to start with the 4 mental archetypes you will fall under as you go on the journey. It always starts with realization. That is always number 1, realization, which moves to change, which then moves to love, which then moves to effect. Now I'm going to break all these down, but write those 4 things down in your notes or keep them in mind mentally. We are going to go in chronological order, starting with realization, which begins with experiences. Number 1, no female attention. This is something that as a man, it is going to be very hard to get through life with a smile on your face, pretend like everything in life is cool and nonchalant. If you're not getting female attention, you are biologically wired to reproduce, right? And it is not something that you're going to be able to focus on anything else until you get this. And fitness is the biggest and most linear lever that you can pull when it comes to improving this. You are also going to experience a lack of respect from men. Now, the reason I put men specifically is because female relationships are completely different, but the relationships you have with men are important because they further who you are as a man yourself. The people you surround yourself with are very important. And me personally, as a guy who's in great shape, I, to be completely honest, don't surround myself or don't become friends or business partners or gym buddies with people that are not in good shape. Now, I don't do that for vanity purposes, but how can I trust you with money? How can I trust you with, anything that I possess if you aren't locked in already yourself physically? If you can't take care of yourself, you have nothing to serve for me, and I'm not going to provide any value back to you. And you're also going to be spiritually unaligned. Spiritually unalignment comes from deep within your soul. And I want you guys to understand, this is something a lot of you guys who aren't in shape are feeling. God gave you your body. Whatever it is you believe in gave you your body. And when you are not treating it properly, when you are not utilizing the time that you are also blessed with to create the best body, the best inner health possible, it will always weigh in your heart. And then it will expel itself in the forms of, health problems, heart problems, brain cognition problems. There is a reason if you don't take care of yourself, you start to feel negative because the person, I believe in God, or the universe, whatever created you, wants you to be healthy. And that unhealthiness steers you back to health. So you need to get out in front of that now. That is not something most people think about with fitness, but it's something you need to install into your mind as soon as you can. So I'll get to the if you have already succeeded in a second, but experiences always manifest themselves to motivations. When you experience getting broken up with, when you experience getting dubbed at the club, or, these terrible things that do not feel good to us men, your motivation starts to pick up. Your desire for women is a huge motivating factor. And to be honest, I'm not going to be like, oh, I work out for my, no. I have a desire for women myself. And that's a big reason why I got in shape. It's a big reason why I still go to the gym every single day myself. Understanding respect is also something that is going to really fuel and kickstart you into motion when it comes to getting in shape. You start to build the desire to be respected by others when you are lacking it. And you start to understand that, like, okay, this guy who's in good shape is getting treated this way, but the same person is treating me a negative way, even though we are equals, right? Because you are not seen as equals. Visuals are important. The way you look is very important. That's why if you are 5'4" and 120 pounds, and you go debate somebody, you could debate them about politics. It doesn't matter. You go debate somebody who's more handsome, 6'5", in great shape. It doesn't really matter the subject of it. That you go into the comments, I guarantee you could find any example of this, no matter what, who won the debate or not. You're going to look in the comments and the halo effect is going to apply. And people are going to say, wow, that guy B, 6'5", he really wiped the floor with that other guy. Because looks are important when it comes to respect. It's the unfortunate reality, but it's true. And you'll also be getting closer to God. You got to think about it. God created us in his image, right? Do you think, God is perfect, right? We know that. We are not perfect if we are out of shape. That is an imperfection that we have that we need to clean up and fix if we are out of shape. And God rewards us for moving up, for moving forward, for being active. And he disciplines us for being passive, not moving. Laziness, sloth, which is a sin. You guys understand this. So those motivations will start to pick up, which will move you to the second category, which is change. Now, I want to point out a caveat here. When I went from experiences here and I drew the arrow over to motivations, if you have already succeeded in another area of life. So if you started your life dead broke and you have already made $1 million and now you just need to get in shape, or you've already succeeded in another area of life, you can skip the feeling of needing motivation because your body and your soul knows you can accomplish things without that because you've already done it before. And you can skip straight down to resentment, which is the first aspect of change. Now, resentment comes in multiple forms, but it's going to manifest itself physically with breakups, bad habits, and burning bridges. 3 B's. I didn't even mean to do that. But think about it, the 3 B's. These are very, very crucial, and these are going to be some of the darkest times when it comes to improving yourself, especially getting in shape. Breakups. This is when you were in a bad relationship. Maybe, your ex-girlfriend was eating unhealthy, she's overweight, she won't fix, it's been weighing on you. This is the stage where you say, okay, I've had enough, and you change that. You change your environment. You also change your bad habits as well. Your habits of, smoking and doing all these things, substances, these things that you shouldn't be doing. This is when they really start to weigh on your mind and you start to break these things. And you break them through physical fitness. And you also start to burn bridges. Now, this one is controversial, but from experience, this will happen. If you are moving fast, moving up the ladder, being active, this will happen. And I'm not saying to be mean, go tell all your current friends to F off. No. What I am saying is that when you start to build new habits, when you start to understand things in a different light, they start to almost detach from your life in multiple ways. They'll start to try to pull you back, which will grow resentment on both sides. They will also start to talk and speak negatively into the universe about you, which is another form of trying to pull you back. It's negative energy. Your subconscious will pick up on it, and some bridges will burn. Now, unfortunately, the bad news is this step is where 95% of people fail. I failed at this step multiple times, ever before I really got consistent in the gym. It happens. The way around that will be revealed in the next step, so pay attention. Because I know if you guys truly dedicate yourself and you guys have this video here, which is something that I've went through, you can get through it. Seriously. So we were just at change, which then turns into love. So resentment from change turns into identity shift in the love category. Now, this is where You broke through that 95% barrier. This is where only 5% of people, the people who are truly locked in and focused, will make it. In my opinion, and I think in genuine truth, is the most important part to truly understand so you can claw your way to this point through the hard times. Identity shift. The key, which is why it's in parentheses, is second nature. So going to the gym, making healthy habits becomes second nature. It does not become an action that you do. It becomes something within your soul that you cannot see yourself not doing. Think about it like this. Going to the gym when you first start working out is a chore. It's a task. Once you get through the change category into the love category, it becomes who you are. And it's the amount of force you have to apply to do this goes down drastically. You also experience something called soul alignment. Now, this is a term that I use to express it, but deep within your heart, you feel much more aligned with the greater purposes of life, and you feel much better about what you're doing day in and day out, to the point where moving, becoming active, climbing up the ladder, so to speak, as I've referenced, becomes part of who you are, and fitness goes on the back burner. It's just something that you do along with that. And also, you are viewed as improving. That is a very important key to this. You are viewed as improving. So when people are around you, the magnetic force that is around your body at all times changes. You change into somebody that is moving, that is active. You become more magnetic. The words you say have more weight to them when you are viewed this way. And there is no way to fake this. This is only coming from breaking through the change into the love, and then you are viewed that way. My side note is that this is where true progress starts. So after you feel these things, after they become part of who you are, you will lead yourself to a question 10 times out of 10. And everybody who is at my position could tell you they've had the same question and they have had to answer it honestly, which is very important. You are going to need to come back to this once you are at this point. Is this my life? Does this annotate who I am as a person, and am I going in the right direction? If you have gone through the steps properly, you understand your motivations. You are not somebody who relies on cheap dopamine spikes. You are not somebody whose soul is not in the right place. When you ask yourself, is this my life? You will say a resounding yes. Yes, indeed. This is my life. This is where I am going. And that's when you know you have made it. You have crossed the finish line, so to speak. So once you have done that, you go into what I call the effect category. I would say that this is where I am, especially with fitness, and you are in a whole new level of consciousness. You are in a whole new level of man once you're at this category. So let me explain to you the rewards you will reap from this category. Now pay attention to this, because you're always going to need to reference back to this while you're working through the first three. You will start noticing. That is the name of the game with effect. You will notice things. Trust me, you will notice. The first thing you're going to notice is magnetism with women. You are going to be much more confident. When you stand, all you have to do is put yourself in a good posture, and you will realize in the back of your subconscious, the work you have put in, all this energy you have put into yourself is radiating out of you. So your words become slower. Your voice becomes deeper. Everything around you becomes more magnetic. You will get cash in your pocket. Not because you can go online and flex and post thirst traps. No. You will get cash in your pocket from the attraction of money. Money is just an energy. And when you have expelled such a big amount of energy into something like working out, money will come back to you through the universe. God is rewarding you. And if you can expel and transmute all this energy that you've put into fitness into a business, into your work, even a job, you can become the best. It will come back to you as an energy force. I know some of that can sound a little bit like, hippie or tinfoil hat, but it's not. It's really not. You will make more money, I promise you. I have done it myself. And third, and probably the most important, is you will become closer to your family and God. Now, I don't just mean your family members. I mean everybody who's close to you, your friends, your family. You will just be closer to them. They will see you as a different life force. They will see you as moving up the ladder. That will initiate much more respect. It will hinder any arguments. It will put you on an entirely different plane of consciousness when it comes to your relationship with your family and God. God created you. You used your time wisely. You put your energy into the right place, and you will be rewarded for that, in my opinion. And I feel like I am very blessed, and I have been as well. Now, this is when the top 1% is made. We're talking about the top 5%. Now we're talking about the top 0.01%. Okay? It's called the moving of the goalpost. This is the stage that I am in. I'm going to be completely honest right here. And what this is basically you are active in life. You are moving up through the ladder, just like you're genuinely climbing a ladder, right? The moving of the goalpost is, okay, now I'm 195 pounds, lean at 12% body fat. That was the goalpost. That was way above the original goalpost. Now, in life, right now, your new goal is to be 185 pounds, 8% body fat, and simultaneously build your business as you do that. Now you're creating content, getting up the goalpost, making money, and making gains at the same time. Your life, your momentum will explode at this stage. And a lot of people, honestly, will kind of end here. They'll kind of end here. They'll be happy with that. But if you can move here, if you can truly want more, that will bring you to the true feeling of winning. That is the only thing that will bring you there through these steps that I've laid out for you. The only way to get there is moving the goalpost. But you can't move the goalpost if you haven't achieved anything. So that is the board for you guys. This is very important. I'll make it as big as possible. If you passively listen to this, you're at the gym, you're at work, screenshot this. Screenshot this right now. It's going to be small, but screenshot it. Work through that. Understand what step you are in. And please use this video for good. Please do not let it go to waste. Share it with your friends. You want the people around you to be as locked in as you are. But that's going to be it. Get to work. Thank you for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day.